What are the different types of castles? If you've ever wondered about the various types of castles that dot the landscapes of Europe, you're about to uncover some fascinating history. Let's explore the different kinds of castles that were built over the centuries. First off, there are three main types of castles that stand out: Motte and Bailey castles, stone keep castles, and concentric castles. Each of these types has its own unique features and was built to serve specific purposes. Motte and Bailey castles. These are some of the earliest types of castles. Imagine a raised earthwork known as a motte with a wooden or stone keep on top. Next to this motte is a walled compound called a bailey, which was often protected by a palisade or a moat. The motte provided a tactical advantage for defense, while the bailey served as a multifunctional space for daily activities and additional defense. These castles were relatively simple but effective in their time. Stone keep castles. As time passed, castle design evolved and stone keep castles emerged. These castles featured large, imposing keeps made of stone, often in rectangular or circular shapes. The stone keep was the primary stronghold and was designed to withstand prolonged sieges. These castles were built with thick stone walls and multiple floors for various functions. The transition from wood to stone was likely due to stone being fireproof and more durable. Concentric castles. Later in the medieval period, concentric castles were developed. These castles were much larger and more complex, with multiple layers of defensive walls, one within another. The design included inner and outer curtain walls, strategic placement of towers and gates, and often water-based defenses like moats. This multi-layered defense made it very difficult for attackers to breach the castle. Concentric castles were essentially a castle within a castle, with numerous buildings, walls, and gatehouses, all part of one massive complex. Gothic and Renaissance influences. While these three types are the main categories, castle architecture was also influenced by different styles such as Gothic and Renaissance. Gothic castles, for example, featured pointed arches, stained glass windows, and expansive ceilings. The introduction of flying buttresses allowed for the construction of grander and larger castle structures. Renaissance castles, on the other hand, integrated classical elements like pediments, columns, and domes, and were designed more for luxury and beauty rather than just defense. Coastal and island castles. In addition to these main types, there were also coastal fortresses and island castles. These castles utilized natural barriers like cliffs and sea access for defense and were strategically positioned to control maritime trade routes. Understanding these different types of castles gives you a glimpse into the strategic, cultural, and geographical influences of their time. Each type reflects the innovations and needs of the era in which it was built, making the history of castles a rich and varied one.